Good morning children. Good morning children. Welcome back to online class. So today history class unit 4 I am going to take. Okay, unit 4 heading is the world after World War II. Okay, the world after World War II. World War II in the sense, so which year it was there in the sense, which year it was broke out, 1939 it was broke out. The Second World War broke out in the year 1939 till 1945 it was there. So at the end of that, Treaty of Paris was signed. Okay, so likewise, we learned in the previous lessons and all. Okay, so today under this lesson, what are the things we are going to learn in the sense, from this lesson, communist revolution in China. Yes, communist revolution in China. Yes, the next one, Cold War. Yes, Cold War and the non-alignment movement. Cold War and the non-alignment movement. Yes, then Korean War and the Cuban Missile Crisis. Then Arab-Israeli War. Yes, Arab-Israeli War and Vietnam War. Yes, then economic, that European Union, otherwise Economic Community of Europe, otherwise European Union. So that things also we are going to learn. Then finally, fall of Berlin Wall. Okay, the capital of Germany, Berlin. Okay, is the fall of Berlin Wall and the end of Cold War era. Yes, so these are the learning objectives are given under this lesson. Okay, so lesson heading just before I told the world after World War II. Okay, so in the introduction area, what are the things are given? In the aftermath, like that it is given. Is it aftermath in the sense, after the completion of the World War II? Okay, results. Aftermath in the sense results. Okay, so what are the results of the Second World War in the sense? A new era started. Began like that, it is given in your book. Began in the sense started. A new era started. Yes, so yes, after the completion of the Second World War, it was the beginning of the decline of European colonial empires. Yes, European colonial empires in the sense of Britain, France, America, yes, those countries we can tell, and the independence of the colonies in Asia as well as Africa, African as well as Asian countries as well as colonies, they got independence after the completion of the Second World War. Yes. So, after the completion of the First World War, what happened in the sense? The communist revolution started in Russia. Okay, after the completion of the First World War, when it was over, 1918 it was over, 1914 the World War, First World War started, 1918 it was over. Yes, after that, communist revolution started in Russia. Okay, at the same time, after the completion of the Second World War, communist revolution started in China. Yes, it played very important role. Second World War, it played a big part. It played very important role in the communist revolution in China. Okay, so after the completion of the Second World War, is two countries emerged as a superpowers. What are the countries? Yes, who are they in the sense? United States of America as well as Union Soviet Socialist Republic. Yes, USSR. USSR in the sense Russia. Union Soviet Socialist Republic. Yes, these two countries, USA as well as USSR, emerged as a superpower after the completion of the Second World War. Yes, so this one, that superpowers resulted in the division of the world into two antagonistic blocks. Yes, antagonistic blocks. What is the meaning in the sense? These two countries, USA as well as USSR, these two countries opposed each other. Yes, they were against each other. That is called as antagonistic blocks. Okay, then a Cold War. Yes, Cold War started. Otherwise, the Cold War situation triggered. What does mean by triggered in the sense? Caused. Okay, a Cold War, the Cold War, caused deadly conflicts. Okay, so it was the reason. A Cold War was one of the reason. Yes, for what in the sense? Conflict in Korea, Cuba, Vietnam and West Asia. These countries, they were fought with the other countries. Yes, so because of the Cold War, like that they are telling. Okay, children. Yes. The next para, what is given in the sense? Under the Marshall Plan, everyone, is it after the completion of the Second World War? Yes, the United States of America, they had given, yes, a number of amount, yes, so much of amount to the the European countries to come up from the losses of the Second World War. Yes, so under the Marshall Plan, yes, the reconstruction program was started. Okay, so this war, ravaged Europe. Ravaged in the sense to destroy. Okay, totally the Second World War, it's totally demolished. Otherwise, it distracted the European countries. So, European countries, they have to come up. They have to come out from the losses of the Second World War. That's what who helped in the sense. United States of America helped. Yes, under the Marshall Plan. Okay, so through that United States of America won the trust. Yes, they got a success. They got a success to earn the trust of the people, trust of the great powers in Europe. So Soviet Russia, yes, so that time Soviet Russia, what they did in the sense, by demonstrating solidarity with the liberation struggles. What is given in the sense, Russia, it was the supporter of, Asian as well as African countries' freedom struggle. Okay, so they were helped. So one area, United States of America, they were helped the European countries. Okay, so in order to recover from the losses of the Second World War. At the same time, Soviet Russia, it helped for the liberation of the Asian as well as African colonies. Okay, so liberation struggles, for that, they were helped. So through that way, they earned the goodwill of the people. Okay, so that's a thing. Then moreover, such a countries, like India, such a countries, they were followed the non-alignment policy. They did not join with these blocks. Okay, with these blocks in the sense United States of America as well as USSR, Union Soviet Socialist Republic. So to those countries and all, India, yes, did not participate. India did not join. Yes, they were followed the non-alignment policy, non-alignment movement. So that also played a very important role in containing in the sense control. Yes, control the conflict between these two big powers. Okay, big powers, otherwise super powers. So here it is given this sentence, in a bid to wriggle out, in the sense to avoid. Okay, to avoid the US control, European countries started the European movement in the form of the Council of Europe. Later it became the European Common Market. Now it is called as European Union. Yes, it is called as European Union. In order to protect, because European countries, after the completion of the Second World War, in order to recover from the losses of the Second World War, they got much dollar from the United States of America. So United States of America, whatever they are telling, they have to obey. European countries have to obey. So European countries, they have to come out from that. That's what they were started the European Council. Yes, European Council, it was developed into the European Common Market, and finally, yes, it became a European Union. Okay, then the Cold War period ended. Yes, when it was ended in the sense with the fall of Berlin Wall. Yes, Berlin Wall, when it was occur in the sense 1990 only, it was occur. Till that problem was there in between USA and USSR. Okay, children. Yes, then these are the points are given under the introduction. Yes, then under that 4.1, what is given? The content of the lesson. Okay, so in the content of the lesson, what other things are given in the sense, under that 4.1, Chinese Revolution was there. Okay, Chinese Revolution. China, it has its own history. Okay, advanced. Yes, it's Chinese civilization was more advanced than that of Europe. Okay, so compare that European civilization, Chinese civilization was more advanced, like that they are telling. Yes, so but what happened at the end of the 19th century? Okay, its progress, its growth, totally it was stopped, halted. What does mean by halted? It was stagnated, it was stopped. Okay, so it was stagnated, otherwise it was stopped. So that time, Who ruled over China in the sense the Manchu rulers. Manchu rulers, here it is given, children, Manchu rulers. Yes, page number 40, you can take it and then check it, children. Yes, Manchu rulers, you know, they were ruled over China. Manchu rulers, they were ruled over China. Yes, they had governed China nearly 1650 years. 1650 years, you know, they ruled over China. But they ruled over China, but total administration was in the hands of Mandarins. Okay, was in the hands of Mandarins. Mandarins, who are they in the sense? They came from the landed gentry. Yes, landed gentry. What is mean by landed gentry? In the sense, people belonging to a high social class. Yes, landed gentry. Gentry, what is the meaning? People belonging to a high social class. Okay, so you know, the whole administration of China, the whole of administration of China was in the hands of Mandarins. Okay, yes, but Manchu rulers, they ruled over the country. Okay, then the mass, at the same time, the people of China, mass of peasant, like that it is given now. Yes, the number of people, peasants, you know, they were suffered because of the poverty. Because of the poverty, they were suffered a lot. Okay, because of the poverty stricken and suffered from high rents, high taxes, shortage of lands. There was a little, yes, there was a little industry, very limited industries were there, very few railway lines were there, engineering works were there, but the poor people, the peasants, the farmers, they were suffered a lot because of the policy of the China. Okay, because of the policy of Manchu rulers. Okay, children. Yes, so that much only it is given here, children. So here it is very important. Manchu rulers, nearly is 1650 years they ruled over China. But at the same time, the peasants were suffered a lot because of the poverty, because of the shortage of land, because of the high taxes. Okay, because of the high rents. Okay, they were suffered a lot. Yes. So, here the next para, what is given in the sense? Discontent. What is mean by discontent? Dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction with the political economic system resulted in a number of peasant uprisings. Uprising in the sense revolt. Uprisings, what is the meaning? Revolt. Then moreover, in China, there was a rebellion known as Taiping Rebellion. Taiping Rebellion was a major rebellion. Yes, which year to which year? In the sense 1850. Yes, 1850 it was started till 1864. Yes, 1850 it was started, children, till 1864. It was a major rebellion in the two opium wars. Yes, in the two opium wars when in the sense 1832 one rebellion was there. Yes, the next one 1848 one rebellion. Yes, so these two wars are called as opium wars. First opium war, which year? 1832. Sorry, then next rebellion, next opium war, which year? In the sense 1848. In this war, you know, China was defeated. China was defeated and it was China was defeated by the foreign powers, mainly the European countries, and it was compelled to open its ports. Ports in the sense, what is that? Harbor. Okay, so they were compelled to open the ports to the Western powers, because in the opium wars, in the two opium wars also, China got a defeat from the hands of the European powers. That's what Treaty of Nanking as well as Treaty of Peking was signed. Okay, on the basis of the provisions of the treaties, okay, China was compelled to open its ports to the Western powers. Okay, so that's a thing. Then the opening of China, the ports, everything, no, they were opened to whom? The foreign powers. So Western imperialism started. Western policies, Western countries involved in China, it leads to the economic exploitation, like India. Okay, so in India also once upon a time our forefathers, our fighters, our pioneers, suffered. Indians were suffered before getting the independence. 1600 itself they came into India. Is it till 1947 we people suffered? Yes, because of the same problems, the economic exploitation and impoverishment, the poverty, the people became poor. Yes, Chinese people, became poor, like that it is given. Okay, so because of this, Chinese, totally they were dissatisfied. Yes, dissatisfied. Yes, that's the thing. The next one, what is given in the sense, the European presence. Okay, European presence, it produced profound. What does mean by profound? In the sense, strongly. Yes, profound, strongly, firmly. The Europeans, entered into China. It created a problem. It hit because Chinese, totally they were hated the foreigners. So this combined, okay, this combined with the military defeat. So what is the meaning alone? I am telling children here. Chinese, they were expected. Chinese, they were demanded for the reforms from the Western educated intellectuals. Okay, so that time Chinese people, they were expected the reforms from the intellectuals, Western educated intellectuals, knowledge people, okay, educated people. So in the year 1898, yes, 1898, young emperor, yes, young emperor, he initiated in the sense, he introduced a series of reforms that was popularly known as 100 days of reforms. 100 days reforms in the sense of who introduced? Young emperor in the year 1898. Okay, so it's very, very important. People expected the reforms from the Western intellectuals. Okay, at the same time, 1898, the young emperor, he initiated series of reforms for the welfare of the Chinese. That reforms were known as 100 days reforms. Okay, 100 days of reforms. So, but these reforms, it was aroused tremendous opposition. Who was opposed? In the sense, the empress. Okay, that lady Sushi, yes, Dawahar, and the Dawahar Empress Sushi, she was totally opposed the reforms of young emperor. Okay, so what happened? She imprisoned the emperor and reversed the reforms. Reversed in the sense, what is the meaning? Totally she changed the situations. Reversed, what is the meaning? Totally she changed the situation. Okay, yes, so that's the thing, children. The Chinese Revolution. The next, the B part, what is given in the sense, the first A part, what is given? Yes, China in the pre-war period. Yes, in the before the First World War, what happened in China? Yes, that things only. The last para we learned. Now this para 1911, around 1911, what happened? Chinese Revolution was broke out in China in the year 1911. This is very important, children. The disintegration in the sense, what is the meaning? Totally it was distracted. Yes, destroyed. Sorry, children. Yes, distracted the Manchu dynasty. It started with the death of Empress Dawahar. Yes, Dawahar, otherwise Sushi. After the death of Sushi, yes, what happened in the sense, the Manchu dynasty, totally it was disintegrated, otherwise destroyed. That's a thing. Yes, which year she died in the sense, 1908. So the new emperor, yes, the new emperor, only 2 years old. Yes, 2 years old, and the provincial governors began to assert their independence. So the new emperor came into power. Yes, but unfortunately he was only 2 years old. So provincial governors, they were started to assert their independence. Yes, they proclaimed their independence. So that's the thing. In 1911, the local army mutinied and the revolt spread in China because there was no proper rulers. That's what a revolt started. Okay, provincial governors removed Manchu garrisons in the sense of troops, otherwise soldiers, like that also we can tell garrisons. Okay, so the provincial government, what they did in the sense, provincial governors, what they did in the sense, they were removed the Manchu troops. Okay, they were removed the Manchu troops, and then and they were proclaimed their independence. So already there were a few middle class leaders were there. Yes, one among whom in the sense, Dr. Sun Yat-sen. Yes, so Dr. Sun Yat-sen, he was he was belongs to a middle class family, middle class leader. And hearing the news of the rising in a newspaper in the United States of America, Sun Yat-sen arrived in China, Shanghai, like that it's given, Shanghai, yes, in China, and was immediately, he was elected as the provincial president of New Chinese Republic. On hearing this news only, he came from where? Yes, he came from in the United States of America. At once, the people, were selected him as a provisional president of the New Chinese Republic. Okay, so regarding Sun Yat-sen, I am going to tell now. It is given in the previous para. Okay, it is given in your book, page number 41. Two blue color boxes are given. Yes, one, regarding Dr. Sun Yat-sen. Yes, he was born in a poor family near Canton. Canton, where it is located in China. Okay, so Dr. Sun Yat-sen is the father of modern China. Yes, he was considered as the father of modern China. One word answer, children. Yes, he was called as the father of modern China. Okay, so this person, he was educated in a mission school and he became a Christian. Yes, he became a Christian. Most of the Chinese belongs to the, they were following the Confucianism. Okay, Buddhism, Confucianism. But this person, he converted into Christianity. He was then trained as a doctor of medicine. Yes, so finally, he was a doctor. He became a doctor in Hong Kong. Okay, so he took keen interest in rising against the Manchus. So he was against the Manchu rulers because, just before that introduction time I told, I think so, nearly 1650 years they were ruled, but at the same time peasants were suffered. Okay, limited industries were there, no developments were there. Is it? So, what he did in the sense, he was against the Manchu rulers in the year 1895. 1905, he founded the Tokyo Political Party. Yes, in the year 1912, it became the Kuomintang Party. Yes, so his party known as Kuomintang Party, otherwise National People's Party. Dr. Sun Yat-sen Party, Dr. Sun Yat-sen's party known as Kuomintang Party. Kuomintang Party, otherwise called as National People's Party. Yes, his three principles are given. It's very, very important, children. Nationalism. Okay, his three principles: nationalism, democracy, and a people's livelihood with socialism. Yes, that's the object, ultimate aim of Dr. Sun Yat-sen. What are they? Nationalism, democracy, and people's livelihood. Okay, so these are the aims of the Dr. Sun Yat-sen. He was born in a poor family, like that we learned. Is it near Canton? Canton, it is located in China. Yes, he became a, he was the father of modern China, like that he was considered. He was educated in the middle, mission school. Okay, and he became a Christian. Okay, he became a Christian. Then in the year 1895, he was against the Manchu rulers. In the year 1905, he founded in Tokyo the political party he founded. Yes, it became a Kuomintang Party in the year 1912. Okay, it's very, very important. His aims, otherwise the three principles were there, like that I told, nationalism, democracy, and people's livelihood with socialism. These are the things are there, children. The next, what is given in your book in the sense, regarding that one personality, Yuan Shike. Yes, Yuan Shike. Yuan Shike, and after what happened? Yuan Shike, and after what happened? The unity of China under Yuan Shike lasted for 4 years. Nearly 4 years, he was the head of China. Yes, he was the head of China. Yes, on his death, yes, he died in the year 1916. A new president was appointed for the next 12 years. Only 4 years only this person ruled after the death of him, next 12 years. But the government, a president was appointed for the next 12 years. But the government was, but the government was central only in his name, Yuan Shike's name. Okay, so that's a thing, children. For one word only it will come, children. Okay, many histories they did not give, that's what. Okay, the next one, Communist Party in China. Yes, Communist Party in China is who was the leader in the sense of Zhou Enlai. Yes, Zhou Enlai as well as Ma Zedong. Okay, those personalities, they were the communist leaders. Okay, with the revolution and the breakup of the old society, the Confucianism, that thought was generally sidelined, and after this Russian Revolution in the year 1917, yes, so those ideas and all spreaded in China. Okay, those ideas in the sense Confucianism, the ideas of Marx, the ideas of Lenin, yes, it became very popular among the intellectuals in the sense highly educated people. Yes, in the year 1918, a society for the study of Marxism was formed in Peking University. Yes, among the students who attended in the sense, Ma Zedong was attended. Yes, Ma Zedong was attended. This person, yes, the Ma Zedong, this person, Zhou Enlai as well as Ma Zedong, they were the famous Chinese leaders, mainly their policy, Confucianism. Okay, Confucianism. So Ma Zedong, regarding Ma Zedong, I am going to tell children, yes, when did he born in the sense 1893 it is given, page number 41, two blue color boxes are there. Yes, one of that, it's telling about the Ma Zedong, children. Okay, so Mao, he was born in Hunan. Yes, Hunan, where it is located in the southeastern part of China. His father, he was a wealthy peasant. Is a peasant in the sense wealthy farmer and a firm supporter of Manchus. Yes, this person's father, he was the supporter of Manchu. At the same time, Dr. Sun Yat-sen, he was against the Manchu rulers. Okay, so Mao, he was very fond of reading, soon showed his ability and entered the junior college at Sangsha. Okay, so this was the year, yes, so which year the Chinese Revolution broke out in the sense 1911. Yes, Chinese Revolution was broke out in China. Okay, so Mao, he joined the Revolutionary Army, but soon he left and enrolled in the Teachers Training College. Initial stage, he participated in the Revolutionary Army, but finally, he turned, yes, he became a teacher. Yes, he joined in the teacher training college in Sangsha. In the following year, Mao began his full-fledged political activities of Hunan and emerged as a strong communist, strong in the sense staunch, yes, strong believer of communist. Okay, so communist leaders, who are they? In the sense, just before I told Ma Zedong as well as Zhou Enlai, yes, both of them belongs to Communist Party. Yes, Dr. Sun Yat-sen party was known as Kuomintang Party. Yes, Kuomintang Party. Yes, so the next personality we are going to learn, page number 42, it is given, Kuomintang Party and Chiang Kai-shek. Okay, Kuomintang Party and Chiang Kai-shek. So this person only, Chiang Kai-shek, children. Okay, after the death of Dr. Sun Yat-sen, yes, Sun Yat-sen, he died. After that, that the leader emerged in the Kuomintang Party. He was Chiang Kai-shek. So while the Communist Party was under Ma Zedong and Zhou Enlai, just before I told, the Communist Party under the control of Zhou Enlai as well as Ma Zedong. At the same time, Kuomintang Party, after the death of after the death of Dr. Sun Yat-sen, who became the leader? Chiang Kai-shek. Yes, Chiang Kai-shek became the leader. Yes, as an award critic of, yes, award. What does mean by award? Yes, award in the sense to say firmly. Yes, to say firmly, otherwise to say strongly. Strong oppositions were there from the Communist Party. So that's what what he did. He removed all of them from the important positions in the party. So the communists, increased their influence among this person, that communist in the sense, Zhou Enlai, yes, Zhou Enlai as well as Ma Zedong, those persons, increased their influence among the workers and the peasants. Yes, among the workers and the peasants and obtained recruits in the sense troops for their army. Okay, they were collected the recruits for their army. At the same time, Kuomintang party represented the interest of the landlords as well as capitalist. Okay, so this is very important, children. The Communist Party, they were the supporters of the workers, peasants, and moreover they were collected the troops also for their army. Yes, from the peasants criteria, from the workers criteria. Yes, so at the same time, Kuomintang party represented the interest of the landlords. They were the supporters of the landlords as well as the capitalists, like that they are telling. In the year 1928, he was successful. He was, in the sense, Chiang Kai-shek was successful in capturing Peking. Yes, capturing. He was, he captured Peking, the capital of China that time. Once again, there was a central government in China. Okay. The next one, Mao. Yes, Mao, he was the organizer of peasants. Mao, later only he understood that the Kuomintang party, yes, so they had captured the towns. Okay, under them only, towns were there. It was very strong. Yes, like that. So he concentrated his energy. On organizing the peasants community. Okay, peasants, a few hundred, communists led by Mao, they were retreated into the wild mountains. Okay, they were entered into the wild mountains because, who captured the power? Chiang Kai-shek captured the Peking, like that just before only we learned. That's what Mao, he went to the wild mountains. Okay, he went to the wild mountains. Here, there he stayed nearly 7 years. Yes, so as the army of Mao was gradually growing, okay, gradually, so he was, already I told, the communists, they were the supporters of the peasants. Is it peasants as well as the workers? Yes, the Kuomintang was unable. So the Kuomintang party, in the sense, Chiang Kai-shek. So this person, he was unable to penetrate in the sense, intrude, ஊடுருவல். Okay, so intrude, he couldn't intrude, otherwise he couldn't penetrate the mountains. So the campaign against the communist was distracted. Okay, the campaign against the communist distracted, as Chiang Kai-shek had to, distracted in the sense unable to give your full attention to something. Okay, so he couldn't capture Mao. Okay, so Chiang Kai-shek, to deal with the constant threat. So what happened in the sense, the campaign against the communist was distracted, as Chiang Kai-shek had to deal with the constant threat from Japan and also the attack from the warlords. So he met so many problems from who? Chiang Kai-shek. Okay, he met so many problems from Japan as well as the warlords. Okay, so he couldn't penetrate into the, that communist, because they are in the wild mountains, is it? So the long march in the year 1934, it was happened. It's very important answer, children. Yes, very important long march answer. Chiang Kai-shek had built a circle of fortified posts around the communist positions. So Mao wanted to move out from the Hunan for safer territory. Yes, so for safe, in order to protect himself, he has to escape from the Hunan. Okay, so that's the name of the place, children. Okay, in 1933, what happened in the sense, Mao, he had gained, he got a support from the, full support, he got it from the Chinese Communist Party. So in the year 1934, he conducted a march, long march. Yes, nearly 1 lakh people, nearly 1 lakh people, they were participated in that march. Okay, so now he is in the wild mountain. Okay, so he has to escape, he has to protect from the whom? Chiang Kai-shek. So this march has become legendary. Okay, so nearly 1 lakh people set out, only 20,000 people only reached in the northern Sheni. Yes, in the year 1935. 1934 it was started, the long march by Mao. Nearly 1 lakh people. Yes, 1 lakh people, they were 1 lakh people, they were set in the initial stage of the meeting, but finally how many of them reached? Is only 20,000 people only reached northern Sheni late in the year 1935. After crossing nearly how many miles they were crossed, in the sense 6,000 miles they were crossed. Okay, so they were soon joined by other communist, yes, the other communist parties. Okay, so soon they were joined with other communist armies. By year 1937, Mao had become a leader of over 10 million people, nearly 10 million people. He became a leader. Yes, he became a leader. Yes, so here it is given, children, Mao's long march. See, by 1937, Mao had become the leader of over 10 million people. Okay, so Mao's long march also it is given. Yes, in order to capture the power, moreover, in order to escape from Chiang Kai-shek, he came out from the Hunan. Okay, so that's what, he had conducted the march. Yes, in the initial stage, 1 lakh of people, yes, participated, but finally 20,000 people only, they reached in the northern Sheni. Okay, so likewise it is given. Yes, it is very, very important. Okay, the next what is given in the sense Japanese aggression. Japanese aggression. So here, Japan continued to occupy northern Chinese provinces while developing Manchuria. So here Japan, has to occupy China. That's what, it developed Manchuria as a military base. So Mao, what he believed in the sense that Chiang Kai-shek was necessary for some time. Yes, so I need to give my hands to Chiang Kai-shek, then only I can protect China from the Japanese, invasion, like that he thought. So as a consequence of the pragmatic policy, the communist attack, they were, stopped their attitude is against the Chiang Kai-shek. Okay, so here that's a thing. The next one, communist victory. Okay, so finally communist, how did they got victory, in the sense with the after the completion of the Second World War, Japan was surrendered. So both the Kuomintang party as well as the communist party, they sought to occupy, they were started to occupy Japanese areas. In this race, who got successful? Kuomintang party got a successful. Kuomintang party leader whom? Chiang Kai-shek. Yes, he got a success. The cities and railways soon fell into their hands. Even the area around Peking was soon controlled by Chiang Kai-shek forces, largely because who was supported, in the sense United States of America. They were supported Chiang Kai-shek to capture all those things from Japan as well as in the China. Okay, so that's the thing. The next one, with the massive support provided by the United States of America, Kuomintang government controlled the administration, ports, harbor, ports in the sense harbor, communication system, everything they were controlled. But the soldiers, mainly drawn from the peasants, the soldiers, they were belongs to the peasants, so they were illusioned. Yes, as well as they were dissatisfied with that. So Mao was keen on attaining the support of the middle class. So Mao, he understood the reality. That's what he started to give the support to the middle class people. So he declared that, it's very, very important, children. Yes, so he declared that what the communists wanted, yes, what the communists wanted, the rule of the people. The rule of the people, not the dictatorship. Okay, rule of the people, not the dictatorship of the proletariat. Proletariat in the sense, what is the meaning? Workers. Okay, workers, not the dictatorship of the workers. Only the rule of the people, only the people like the communist wanted. At the same time, end of exploitation, not absolute equality. Only the end of exploitation as well as not absolute equality, like that it is given, children. The next what is given in the sense, the finally National People's Congress in the year 1949, before 1949, before fighting had ended in the southern part of China, the People's Political Consultative Conference met in Peking. Yes, it has consisted 650 delegates. Delegates in the sense members. From that, Communist Party and other left-wing organizations were there. The conference, elected the Central Governing Council with Mao as a chairman. Mao in the sense Ma Se-tung. Yes, he became a chairman of that governing council. Okay, Central Governing Council. The establishment of the People's Republic of China under the leadership of Mao Zedong was a world-shaking event. There were now two mighty communist powers are there. One was in China, one was in Russia. Okay, the Soviet Union and the two communist powers are there in the world. One is in Soviet Union, another one is People's Republic of China. Okay, the next one, America, United States of America refused to recognize, it's very, very important, refused to recognize the People's Republic of China for more than 20 years. 2 decades, in the sense 1 decade is equal to 10 years, 2 decades is equal to 20 years. So nearly 20 years United States of America refused to recognize the People's Republic of China. Okay, so these are the things are there. The next, what is given in the sense, under that 4.2 it is given Cold War. Yes, a Cold War, what is that in the sense? The rivalry. Okay, the rivalry had developed. Rivalry in the sense conflict, fight. It was developed after the Second World War between United States of America and USSR. Yes, USSR. And their respective allies. So here what is meant by Cold War in the sense, they never ever take the weapons, they never ever use the weapons, but instead of that, they used to wage war on politically, economically and ideological base. Yes, ideological base, they had a difference of opinion, that is called as Cold War. Okay, so just before I told in 2 areas, the China as well as USSR also, which ideas were spreaded? Yes, communist ideas were spreaded. In order to control that, yes, United States of America followed some policies under the presidency of Truman. Yes, that is given like that. Okay, so in the year 1948, the Soviet, had established, Russia established socialist government in the countries of Eastern Europe. Russian people, what they did, Russian government, what they did in the sense, in the eastern part of the European countries, Eastern European countries, they were established the, socialist governments, socialist government. Yes, moreover, that time only they got liberation from the Nazis, okay, by the Soviet army only helped. So Truman, yes, he was the president of the United States of America. He gave the help. Yes, he followed the policy of containment of communism. The Soviet, the Soviet in the sense Russia, yes, they were helped the Eastern Europe. At the same time, yes, the United States of America, they had given number of dollars to the Western Europe. Yes, that is the, that is the Marshall Plan. Under the Marshall Plan, like that I said, no. So that one. Okay. So, but also keen on spreading communism. Okay, so what they did in the sense, in the Eastern European countries, they were established the socialist government. Yes, they had, aim to spread the communist ideas throughout the world. Yes, Russia. Okay. Yes, the next what is given in the sense, children, Cold War, just before only I told, Marshall Plan. Yes, Marshall Plan, what is given? US people, conceived the Marshall Plan. They were followed the Marshall Plan to bring the countries in the Western Europe. Just before I told, in the Eastern Europe fully, Russia took part. Yes, Russia established a socialist government, like that I said. In the Western European countries, who took care? Yes, United States of America. The plan, sought to help the countries of Europe with American dollars. Just before I told children to facilitate their early recovery. Yes, from the Second World War, they have to come out. Yes, this para also the same thing only it's given. Yes, this person only, Marshall, is George C. Marshall. Okay, he advanced the idea of a European self-help program to be financed by the United States. Nearly 16 nations, yes, they became a member of this program. Okay, administrative as well as technical assistance. Administrative as well as technical assistance was given through the Economic Cooperation Administration, yes, or the United States. So this program, Marshall's Plan, when it was ended in the sense 1951, yes, 1951, it was ended. Yes, so this much only, children. The next, under that 4.3, formation of the military alliances. So many military alliances also they were started NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, CETO, Southeast Asian Treaty Organization, CENTO, yes, otherwise called as that Baghdad Pact, otherwise the next one, Warsaw Pact. So such a pacts and all they were signed, military alliances were signed. So NATO, in the sense, just before I told, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which year it was started, in the sense, what for, in the sense, in order to resist, in order to control the Soviet aggression in Europe. So in order to control the Soviet aggression in Europe, yes, they were established. United States of America established NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, in the year 1949. 1949. So that's a thing. So it was an interstate military. Yes, it was an interstate military alliances between the countries of North America and Europe. This is very, very important, children. Yes, in between the countries of North America and Europe. So the major countries, what are the countries are there? Canada, Belgium, Denmark, France, Iceland, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Hungary, yes, not Hungary, Norway, Portugal, and the United Kingdom. United Kingdom, in the sense, you people knows very well, sorry, is England. Okay, so later, whoever joined, Greece and Turkey also joined in this organization. So NATO, in the year 1955, Germany also joined. Okay, joined. Then what is the main objective, in the sense? Peace and security in the North Atlantic region. So NATO, in the sense, to recover the countries from the Soviet aggression in Europe. Okay, moreover, one more objective was there, it was the peace, to bring peace and security in the North Atlantic region. So that's all, children. The next one, CETO. CETO, in the sense, otherwise called as Manila Pact, Southeast Asia Treaty Organization. Okay, so it was organized for the collective security of countries. Okay, so what are the countries are there? What are the countries are there in the sense, children? That United States of America, France, England, New Zealand, Australia, the Philippines, Thailand, and Pakistan. So these are the member countries of CETO. Yes, CETO were committed to prevent the communism. Okay, so this also, it was against the Russia. Okay, unlike NATO alliance, CETO had no joint commands with the standing forces. No army was there. Okay, no commanding forces, in the sense, no army was there. That's the thing. The next one, Warsaw Pact. Okay, Warsaw Pact, which year it was signed, in the sense, 1954. Yes, 1954 it was signed, children. So Warsaw Pact, who organized, in the sense? Russia, USSR. Okay, USSR. USSR organized Warsaw Pact against America. Yes, in the year 1954, a conference of 8 European nations. 8 of them who, in the sense, Albania, Bulgaria, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, eastern part of Germany, Poland, Romania, and Russia took place in Moscow. They were conducted this, which pact? Warsaw Pact in the year 1955. Yes, so a joint command of armed forces of the member countries with its headquarters in Moscow. Yes, but what happened, in the sense? Warsaw Pact was dissolved, kalaikapattadu, in the year 1991 following the breakup of USSR. Okay, so Warsaw Pact. The next pact, CENTO Pact. Okay, so this also, it belongs to whom, in the sense? United States of America. First Turkey is in the year 1955. Yes, this only last, children. CENTO, otherwise called as Baghdad Pact. Okay, so already I taught, I think so, when I was teaching second lesson. Yes, 1955, Turkey, Iraq, Great Britain, Pakistan, Iran, is those countries. Okay, so those countries, they were joined together, and then it was known as Baghdad Pact. Yes, Baghdad Pact. In the year 1958, the United States of America joined the organization, and therefore it came to be known as Central Treaty. After joining the United States, it became the Central Treaty Organization. So this treaty was open to any Arab nation desiring peace. If any Arabian nation, if they like to follow the peace policy and security in the region, they can join in this. So that's the theme of this institution, otherwise organization. CENTO was dissolved in the year 1979. Okay, so today, children, so these are the military alliances I told: NATO, CETO, CENTO, as well as Warsaw Pact. Okay, so these are the things are there. Today we need not mark any question answers, children. Okay, when you are getting time, once you read this, okay, by checking your book, you can read it. The next class we can mark the answers. Okay, question and answers and all we can mark. Okay, children. Yes, learn, utilize the time. Okay, children. Thank you.